Hi guys, today I thought I would share with you the 6 tips that I have for you after my 2 months experience without any electricity. This video is really for everyone who feels that they have everything to be happy, but they're not. There's something missing, and perhaps they're taking things for granted, because I know it's so easy to do when you get stuck in the routine of your daily life. So if you're one of those people who wants to be happier and enjoy the life more, then this video is for you. So let's get started. So the first tip is really just to switch off all your lights and all your gadgets at least 2 or 3 hours before sleep. So I guess the best thing would be just to have your dinner with candlelight and then not switch on anything, any lights or any gadgets after all at all. Well, the only exception would probably be if you want to watch a movie with your partner, then that will be fine, because a movie is not really the same as, working or reading something on the screen or having all the bright lights around you, so that's okay. If you do this, your circadian rhythm is going to be in balance, and you will see that your sleep will be induced naturally. So you'll notice that around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you're going to be really sleepy and you will naturally be ready to go to your bed and sleep. And instead, if you use your computer and play the phone and there are lights everywhere, your body doesn't get the signal that it's nighttime and to keep being alert and doing things, and it will be really so much more difficult to feel sleepy and to actually fall asleep. So try it out for yourself and you'll see such a huge difference. And since we started doing this, obviously we don't have light at home, so we don't really have any choice, but since we started doing this, we've been sleeping like babies. We sleep so incredibly well. And another reason why it's good is that you're going to save electricity, because you'll have no lights on for a few hours before bed, so that is quite good, isn't it? And the final reason why it's good is that you will see so much better in the dark. Before this experience, I was pretty much blind in the dark. My husband was calling me a chicken because I was that blind. I couldn't see anything. But now I can go around the house and go to different rooms and pick up things without any candle or any light at all, and I can see. And for me that's amazing, because I was total opposite. So try to use the lights a bit less and you will see how much better your vision in the darkness is going to become. My tip number 2 is try to go to bed early and wake up early. And I was one of those people who believed that people are either larks or night owls. And I always believed I was a night owl, because I was always going to bed so late and I was always waking up late. I always wanted to be a lark. I really wanted it, but I didn't know how to get there. And for months and months and months, or even years, my husband and I tried to go to bed earlier, but it never worked, because we were really struggling, to fall asleep, and it was a nightmare. But then we realized that the best thing to do is just to wake up earlier. And then if you wake up earlier, that same evening you're going to feel much more tired and you'll want to go to bed earlier. I think ideally you should go to bed by 10 and wake up around 6. Between 10 p.m. and midnight is when the body does a lot of restorative, reparative works. So the liver is cleansing itself and a lot of cells are being rebuilt and rejuvenating processes are going on, and so many things happen just during that time. And if you go to bed at midnight or later, you're going to miss out. So this is actually based on the Ayurvedic knowledge. Now, the reason why it's important to wake up at 6, because again, it's based on the Ayurvedic knowledge. Around 6 o'clock is when the kapha period starts, and kapha is a kind of lazy and slow constitution. So if you wake up after 6, you're going to wake up tired and lazy and without energy and probably grumpy too, and it will be so much harder for you to do things. But if you wake up just before 6 or exactly 6, you're going to be so much full of energy and just rested and full of energy to do things. And another more scientific reason is that around 6 o'clock is when the body naturally starts producing more cortisol to wake you up naturally and to give you more energy for the day. But if you keep sleeping, that cortisol is going to raise blood glucose as well, and you're probably going to wake up many times and you'll be hot and sweating, and your sleep won't be that of such a good quality anyway. And obviously I'm not even talking about the fact that if you wake up early, you will do so much more in your day. You will just be so much more productive. It's amazing. And also if you wake up early, then you'll be able to, read a bit of a book, you'll be able to have your coffee or tea in peace, you will meditate, exercise, do whatever you need at your own pace, without any hurry. It's just, it sets your whole day to be a really good day. My tip number 3 is try to read an inspirational book at least for 30 minutes every single day. And I was stuck in a routine before. I was too busy working and I thought I never had time to read. And the only books I read were about nutrition or, you know, things like that, work related. So it wasn't really that inspirational for me. But in the last 2 months, because we didn't have electricity and we had much more free time, I was able to read tons of amazing inspirational books, self-motivational books, self-improvement books, auto-analysis books, just all these amazing books that inspired me so much and taught me so much about myself. And by the way, if you would like to know which books they were, then let me know. I might make a video with, you know, the list of the books, my recommendations for anyone if you're interested. I think it's definitely a must to do, perhaps 30 minutes before bed or, you know, whenever you have time. Try to read books that inspire you. They will open your mind, they will wake up your creativity, and you will see that you will start seeing outside the box and your world will become so much brighter. Tip number 4 is try to spend quality time with your partner every single day. We used to talk a lot because we both work together, so we spend a lot of time together, but talking about, you know, your day and, you know, routine things is not the same as actually talking, actually communicating about your values, your feelings, your emotions, your, you know, what's inside you. But since we lost electricity, we have been talking so much and we have amazing conversations. We found out about each other, so many things that we never even knew before. It's been amazing, and we got so much closer to each other than ever before, to the point where we're actually reading each other's minds. The other day we did a little challenge where my husband was asking me what he was thinking about, and I could tell him what he was thinking about exactly that moment, every single time. And I did it 3 times. He was spooked. I mean, it's really spooky. But if you really connect, you're going to feel that connection, and you're going to be able to know what that person is feeling or thinking about. Is amazing. If you haven't tried that yet, definitely do. No matter how busy you are, you can always spend 30 minutes or so talking to each other, perhaps at dinner table or, you know, whenever you have time. But it makes such a difference to really talk, you know, to really talk with your souls and not just talk about work or, you know, this kind of trivial things. Not trivial, but in a way, for 2 people in love, they are trivial because you need really deep conversations as well. My tip number 5. Try to be really good at separating work and play. And I used to be so bad at this. I was pretty much working 24 hours a day. I was always glued to the computer, and I think that our relationship and my health, everything suffered so much from it. So it's definitely one of the main things for me to take from this experience. I will really be good at separating those 2 things. Especially if you work at home, it's so difficult to separate. You know, it's pretty much impossible. But tip number 1 is going to help here a lot, because we're going to just switch off our laptops and everything at dinner time, and then after dinner until bedtime is going to be our quality time, just spending time talking and watching movies together and just really being with each other without any interruptions. And also every single weekend, at least one day will be totally off. We'll go hiking, you know, totally switch off from home and from work. And I think it's so important, because you come back recharged and full of creativity and new ideas. And I find that if I work without any rest, I tend to be grumpy and unhappy. I just get unhappy with my life in general, and even with my work. With things I love the most, I start hating them because I keep doing them without any rest. So resting is definitely so important. And my last tip, number 6, is try to go hiking and walking in the nature as much as possible. It's what heals us and keeps us happy and releases stress, and it even brings a solution to problems that we never even thought we could solve. And every time I'm angry or upset or disappointed, or I'm stressed because I can't find a solution to a problem, I go for a walk, I go for a hike. And while I'm walking, the solution just jumps into my head every single time. I get the best ideas walking and taking showers, but that has nothing to do with this video. But yeah, it's definitely so good for you. You know, go to the mountains, go to the beach, or just walk in your city. Whatever you are, try to go for walks. Plus it's exercising, it's healthy for you. It gives your brain oxygen so it can work better. So I guess these are all my 6 tips. I hope that you found them helpful, and I hope that they will remind you that you already have everything in front of you to enjoy your life. All you need to do is stop and notice them and start being grateful for them, and really, really appreciate everything you have and everybody you have around you. You have everything to be happy. Just embrace it. So this is the main message of this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I guess I will see you in my next one. Bye!